Hello everybody, this is the Cat Plays Games, and welcome back to Crossout 101, with today the guide on how armor exactly works in this game. First off, I am gonna explain how the exact soaking system works for all the parts, the special between the squirrel parts as well as the other the normal buggy grills and other parts, as well as things special about cannons, and how to generally just make your build stronger. Okay, first off, armor parts increase are of course protection for your vehicle, places where you can mount parts, and they also add health to your total cabin health pool. For example, if you have a cabin with 85 health points, and you add a part that has, for example, 29 structure points, like this corner wall part, it will have a total health pool of 85 plus 29, so 114 health total. This stacks up indefinitely, so you can, in theory, if you use all the most toughest parts, you can make a extremely tough build. However, there are some exceptions. The ramming parts, for example, small plow, even though it has 260 health points, it will not add those 260 health points to the total cabin health. Same goes for any functional parts, as well as the cabin, any functional parts such as weapons and modules. Or, as for a matter of fact, moving parts. Anyway, the next one is the special things about the grill parts. Grill parts have the stat can be shot through. If you look at the little little chat box in there, you can see can be shot through. Basically means if you have any non-high explosive weapon, such as a short or the para gun, you will be able to shoot through it and damage parts behind it. I'll show you on this little test build. Let's pick something bigger. I'll take these two parts and mount a little short machine gun in here. I built this little thing to show off different kinds of armor layouts. Anyway, if I shoot here with my little short, as you can see, I do damage to the cabin. Well, if I, for example, shoot here, I only deal damage to structure. Because the damage passes partially through the actual frame and only partially damage it. However, this exception is the high explosive weapons. High explosive weapons do more damage to these parts than the little machine guns. Because here only 1 damage is dealt as 6 damage to the cabin, so it's 1 to 6 rate. But this one is almost the same ratings, so the cannon actually deals more damage against that. So these parts aren't as useful for arming vehicles. However, they are pretty good for mounting your weapons. That's why, for example, the gun mount itself is on this steer. Wireframe gun mount can be shot through. Because of this, you can put a gun on this, and this part will last longer. And because of that, the gun will stay on longer. Because often, if you take a gun that is pretty tough, such as a cannon or turret cannon, people have a tendency to shoot off the blocks underneath it, so it falls off instead of having to grind through the health pool of the gun itself. Anyway, next up I'm going to explain the balance between lunatic parts as well as the nomad parts and everything. First off, buggy creel. I'm going to use the 2x4 parts for all of these. Buggy creels have a power score of 44, which is the baseline, and 32 structure, which is lower than the power score, and a mass of 54, which is only slightly more than the power score itself. The Avia panels have also 44 power score, but they have 42 structure, which is slightly higher than the buggy grills. However, their mass is also much heavier, 108. And then for the half walls, 44 power score again, 57 health, 260 kilogram. Basically what this means is the scavenger parts, struck bars, wall parts, those are very heavy for the power score and the health they provide, but the health they provide is relatively cheap for the power score. AVR panels are pretty much balanced, and the buggy grill parts are light for the amount of health they give. However, they are also kind of expensive in power score wise. And the parts like the fan side here, 22 power score, 18 health, 45 kilograms, 21 health, 44 kilograms. They're slightly lighter than the AVR panels, but they're at the same time they're heavier than the buggy grill parts. Next up is something about the cannons. Cannons basically give you a 3x3 damage ratio. So this. Everything you shoot something, they will deal a damage in area of 3 by 3 around it. Basically like this. 3 wide and then 3 up. So right. This high. Alright. So this corner to that corner. That's the damage, and from this corner to this corner basically is the damage you deal. And if you take a look at these armor parts, this is made out of 4 parts, separate parts like here. This one is also made of 4 parts in a brick pattern. This one is in a circle pattern, 4 parts again. This one is slightly more expensive with 6 parts, also in a circle pattern. If you look at this, if I shoot it right here, I will damage this part, this part, this part, and this part. And I can potentially destroy them all at the same time. With this armor part layout, if I shoot here, I can still damage them like this. However, if this part would not, these parts would not exist, and I shoot off, for example, these, with this one, if I shoot off this part, for example, right now, they all get disconnected. This one, well, because there are 2 of them, but they are also interlinked with this one is connecting both this one and this one. This one is also connected with all these 3. Because of this, this one will fall off slightly later than this one, because this one is only connected with 2 of them instead of 3. Next up is this little round one. Round one is even tougher to shoot off than this one, because again they are all interconnected with each other, and you have to think that normally you would have a second one right here that starts here and then goes right here in this circle, and they are also very interconnected. However, still with a cannon shot they will still not block it. However, with this loadout here, right here, if you for example shoot here, you'll only shoot off these 3, and you'll still have 3 more for you to block directly damage your cannon. This is a slightly expensive part of armor, spaced armor, but it is very effective against cannons. So if you want something that survives against cannons, take this. And if you do not want to be go for expensive with something, you're going to either go with this one or this one. Do not go for this one, because you will lose your armor very quickly. For this I'll show off with the cannon shots itself. Right up here. And if you see, I will shoot right here in between of them. I shoot them all off at once. This one. 2, as you can see. This one as well. However, if I shoot this one, they will not all fall off. See, there's still a few left over. That can protect your build against normal shots. Okay, next up is something that I will call damage choking. For this I will quickly remove this build. And grab something really basic. Every part will have a health pool on its own as well. And as long as that health pool is not blocked, it can still take a shot. Even if it has 1 health, in theory, a 1 health bar part can block a shot of a cannon that deals 200 to 300 damage. Because of that, most of the time. Gotta take these two. This one, Elm Sword, gonna quickly check. Deals 3 damage per shot. Okay, gonna take for example is a Bucky Creel. Bucky Creel has 16 health points, so it should be able to take 6 shots before being shot off. Because after 5 shots you do 15 damage. 6th one is 16 is more than 16 health, so it will fall off. See here, I actually shot twice the first time, so I'll show you again. One moment. I'm sorry that I cannot cut these things out. I do not really have an editing program or anything, so you can see 6 shots before it falls off. And for example, if you take this one, 29 health points. Health points is basically to the 30, so you should be able to take 10 shots. Again, 1 shot less. That might be a bug, but anyway, you can see how many shots you can take with something like this compared to the lighter ones. The lighter ones can take much fewer shots. So it goes with the health pool for cabins. For example, right now the cabin has only total structure of 437, as you can see right at the bottom. That's 1 shot of 289. The second shot blows it up, 443 damage, and they're already dead. However, if you just decide to put up a lot of armor behind it, you can see this is actually just a show off of the effect you get with the when you place a lot of armor blocks. Gonna place all the big blocks, or at least have some decent health pools. it. You can see the health pool is now 1651. Now it can take much more shots. Here goes the first one. Second one, still alive. Third one, and it should die around 6. 4. 5. 6. You can see 6 shots. But this is also this is why end game vehicles, for them it's less important to have something like this. Like having a exposed cabin for them is less important than having that with a much lower power score vehicle, because the lower power score vehicles have such a low health pool on their cabin that they can sometimes be one-shotted. I'm gonna try and do it like this with the cannon again. I'm gonna take the tow rocket since I know that it will one-shot. See? One shot. However, if I decide to put up a little frame block right here and put a tiny little part with 5 health, because if you did see the damage hit marker, I'm gonna show you again. Try to dodge the. That's not gonna work. If you can see, if I hit the little part directly, yeah, I survive. 129 damage to the cabin, still, but still do well. But this is 277 damage to the cabin, and it's a kill. So even just with small blocks, space armor, you can easily defeat like high exposure weapons. So to recap, For mounting weapons, use grill parts. For light builds, use the light armor parts. For medium weight light to medium weight builds, you can use the nomad part. These are the engineer parts. For medium weight builds, you use the avia parts, and use these parts for the heavier builds. If you want to defend yourself against machine guns mainly, use the little weave-in armor. So this. And if you want to use protect yourself against cannons, use spaced armor. I hope this guide helps clear up some understanding on how you protect your vehicles and etc. etc. And I will see you guys later with a next guide. Bye bye.